Joi. What's up? The Jawn Joi is here.
Jawn Joi.
The Jawn Joi.
The young John.
Young Jawn Joi.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl, the Jawn Joi. Now, I got a Georgia native in the building.
Yeah.
Clay Hodges, what's good?
What's good, Joy? You doing all right?
I'm good, you know. I mean, can I say you from Slovenia, or is that disrespectful?
I mean, we pretty slow. We trying to catch up, man. We trying.
So, what's life like in Savannah? Like, you from Savannah, you out here in the A. Like, what you getting into?
What am I getting into up here?
Yeah, what you getting into out here in the
I
A?
came all the way up here just to see you, bro.
What? Am I that special?
Yeah, and I want to tell you how honored I am because, like, I was just telling your team, like, man, you are really talented and really gifted at what you do, man.
I really appreciate that, man.
Nah, for real,
I really do.
I ain't seen too many people, like, on the come up, like, doing interviews the way you do them. Like, you already ahead of the game. Like,
appreciate it.
I
really appreciate that.
Ready, for sure.
All right, so let's hop into this. So, I mean, I usually start all my interviews off by asking people what they eating out here. I mean, you're in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So you got to be eating good.
Oh,
so, like, where you been? What was your first stop when you got to the A?
I ain't even get to eat yet.
You didn't get to eat?
No, but as soon as I leave here, I'm going to go grub. Like,
where you going?
Rip. Man, my favorite restaurant in the whole wide world so far is Cafe Sunflower.
Okay, I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a vegan restaurant.
You vegan?
Yeah, I'm vegan.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah. So it's a vegan restaurant, and oh my God, even if you're not vegan, you just gonna love it. It's just so delicious.
What's your favorite food to get out of there?
Man, I like they sesame chicken, man.
Hold on, but it's vegan.
Yeah, they made. I actually think it's soy chicken, right? So matter of fact, it is soy chicken.
So what's exactly soy chicken? Because it's either soy or it's chicken, my bruh.
See, this is what it is. This is what you do. Like, you really can make anything out of vegetables, bro. So what they do, they mash the vegetables up, they ball them up and fry them. They fry them hoes and then bam, put some sauce on it. You good to go.
So how long you been vegan?
Man, I've been being vegan for about 5 years now.
5?
Yeah.
No slip ups?
No slip ups.
So I mean, cause it's like crazy. You come to Atlanta, and I feel like the first thing people want is wings, and so no JR crickets.
Nah. None of that. I don't even know what that is.
All right. I mean, I can't really recommend you to go there unless I don't even think they serve salads there.
They got good fries?
Their fries are no. I take that back.
Tell a lie.
Yeah, I can't lie. Their wings are bomb though.
Okay.
So what made you go vegan? Like, what was that about?
Oh man, you want like the real reason or the reason I tell everybody that's easy to understand?
No, you can break it down for me.
I can break it down. All right, so like it was around the time I was going through like my spiritual awakening, and I was just starting to see the world different.
Yeah.
And I started doing a lot of research and reading up on different, ideologies. And one of the people I ran across was Dr. Sebi. And Dr. Sebi, for
rest
those,
in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace to the GOAT, bro. But for those who don't know, Dr. Sebi he was an herbalist. Just to be basic, he was an herbalist, and he cured people of diseases that they said aren't curable.
Yeah.
So, I was like, dang, boy, what he's saying kind of makes sense. So I did some background research. I'm like, dang, boy, there's some truth to this. And he was talking about diet and talking about how, we should be eating and whatnot, and how he was helping people overcome these illnesses by changing their diet. So that inspired me. And then also another thing that inspired me to do is because I started becoming aware of myself and certain abilities I have, and I'm like hypersensitive to feeling like emotions and stuff, especially from like other people. And it got to a point where I could start to feel things coming from like food, for example. Like it was Thanksgiving, I think it was 2014 if I ain't mistaken. Trying to eat that turkey, I just felt so much. Yeah,
I don't like turkey either.
Yeah, bro. It was just like, bro. So I felt so much negative energy coming out of that. And I mean, looking back on it, makes sense because it's dead, and like the energy that the turkey or the emotions that the turkey, whatever the animal's feeling before they're slaughtered, still carried on in that flesh. So it's like I was feeling that, and I was like, man, I can't mess with this no more. So I just stopped right then and there.
All right, so I applaud you because I definitely cannot go vegan. I've been trying to go pescatarian.
Word.
Yeah, I don't like eat the pork or beef or anything like that.
That's
but
good.
To have to be strict enough to actually stick to being vegan, I definitely applaud you. Now I seen that like you lost like 120 pounds.
Yeah.
Was that like was that your reason for going vegan besides,
Nah.
just the health thing? So you just went vegan, and then is that when you started losing the weight?
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about health.
So you
or
wasn't
my
even
weight.
thinking about losing weight.
Nah,
It was
man.
just the fact that you was eating dead carcass.
Yeah, it was like
feel you.
I'm tired of eating these animals. I'm tired of feeling the way I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna stop. And then when I stopped, I felt so good. The first week, I felt so good. I felt so light. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, bro, I don't want to stop feeling like this.
Yeah.
So I kept it up. Then before I know it, I was 300. I was 180.
Oh wow.
And then that happened within almost like a span of what? I lost 60 pounds my first 6 months. And then a year, that's when I lost the rest of it. So over a year, I lost like 100 and some odd pounds. And people around here like, boy, you on drugs?
Was you like working out too, or was it
See,
just the eating?
That's why I messed up. I wasn't working out. I wasn't working out. I wish I would have. You know what I'm saying? I would have had.
Hey, you would have been.
You feel me?
Vin
But
Diesel out
you
this
feel
joint.
me? Taking my shirt off on stage, but that's why I messed up. Nah, I just got real skinny. I just got real skinny. I was like, boy, fuck that. I'm about to get it right. So, I started eating like unhealthy vegan food, and I gained some weight back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's unhealthy vegan food.
Hell yeah, like cafe sunflower. Like
Oh, because you did say they fry the.
yeah,
the-
you feel me? Like
yeah.
man, fruits, vegetables, nuts, berries, bro. That's when I start off. That's like the basics, and that's healthy food and nutrition. But when you get to like the fake meat stuff and the processed foods, processed cheeses, the fake cheese that they got, like it really ain't all that good for you, to be honest with you. So
I can believe that because it's somewhat still fake.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of like losing the weight, in one of your songs, Neo Soul, you say, let me read it correctly. I got a lady I can call baby, but I'm faced with urges to be shady. Maybe because I ain't ready. Maybe because when I was heavy, these girls ain't give me the time of day. Now they want to give me Becky any time of day.
Yeah.
Now, the switch from losing weight with girls and the switch to,
That
the heavy clay and, the I got fit clay.
yeah.
What was the difference at? When did you start seeing girls started
All
approaching
right.
you differently?
Yeah, so when I got comfortable being smaller, because it was a transition, like I was really on some F the world type of stuff, like a hermit crab. I ain't cut my hair, ain't shaved my face, none of that wasn't cleaned up. So I was just in my little spiritual bubble. But when I was ready to get back into the world, I cleaned up. I was skinny, 180 pounds, you know what I'm saying, dressing clean, and these girls start paying attention now. And it was different because I was the guy used to being put in the friend zone. Now all of a sudden I got all these girls just throwing it at me. You feel me? And I'm trying to,
You was catching it? Was you catching it?
See, man, that's the thing I wasn't. Cause this the thing about it. Like I ain't that guy. You feel me? I ain't that guy. I ain't the guy to just to be. Man, to me, sex is really special, bro. Really special. And it's like, man, ain't too many people can say they had me, and I take pride in that. You feel me? I give it to who deserve it. So, like, I wouldn't hold.
Let me find out guys is out here treating their bodies as temples.
Man,
let me
feel me? That's
find
how we all
out.
supposed to be.
Let
you
me
feel me?
find out. Let me find out Clay
But
is the
you know,
voice
time of the day,
for the man body temple.
Man, you feel me? I ain't ashamed to say it, bro. 'Cause a lot of guys,
No, I applaud that.
But nah, yeah, it was crazy. And like, I had gotten a relationship, and it was still new to me, like getting all that attention from the ladies and being able to say no and separate certain things. So, I
So
messed
how
up.
was they throwing it at you, and how was you saying no?
Dang. See, I could go and tell stories and stuff, but I don't want to.
You don't want their business out there.
I told you I'm gonna be open with you. I ain't gonna say no names or that. You feel me? But like, had a lady, had a chick come over, say she wanted to record a song, and
They move that. They use that line nowadays.
yeah, they do a lot.
Dang. So past Netflix and chill was like, let me come over and record a song.
Yeah, let
with
me
you.
record a song
Damn.
with you. Yeah,
That's
that'd
wild.
be some of the ways. I was in the mall.
Did y'all record a song?
No,
Oh, okay.
we did not.
No type of song.
No. She laid some vocals down, but that's about it.
What kind of vocals?
She was, harmonized.
Let me stop. He's talking about she was harmonizing.
She was harmonizing. We was harmonizing, but yeah. But
right.
yeah, it was a transition, man.
All right. So speaking of harmonizing, being the voice, you're known as like the voice for your city in Savannah.
Yeah.
How did that come about? How
that's
did you
what they call
become
me.
the voice of Savannah?
Good question. I don't really know. I just was doing me, honestly, just telling like my story from my perspective, and I guess people just related to it. And next thing I know, one of my good friends, Yana Gunn, she put it out. She was probably like one of the first
Shout out
people
to Georgia Dow.
Yeah, Georgia Dow. She wrote an article about one of the shows I did, and she was like, "Play hard is the voice of Savannah," and it just caught everybody would start calling me the voice, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, so Georgia Dow dubbed it.
She dubbed
okay.
it. Like,
I see.
now I might hear a couple people say something around that area here and there, but she put that snout, and everybody was just like, "Oh, the voice." And at first, it was overwhelming to me because I'm like, bro, so many stories and perspectives that aren't getting heard in Savannah. It's kind of like hard to just call me the voice, but.
So what's Savannah like?
What's Savannah like? Savannah
I've never
is
been
a Gemini. Like, it's two faces to Savannah. It's the side they want you to see when you go on River Street.
Like the historical side of it?
Yeah, the pretty stuff they want you to see. And then it's the ugly side. It's the poverty. It's the unfair distribution of wealth in the city. How you can go to these big gangsta-ass houses, but you got people living in these little-ass huts with fucked up streets. And the houses are fucked up. It's like night and day, bro. But like I say, it's like that with any city. I feel like they got what they want you to see. You know, when you come and look how beautiful our city is, man. Come to these attractions, but they don't show you how the people really living. So I mean, yeah, Savannah is like that. But I mean, other than that, it's a really cool city. It's a lot of history, a lot of hidden history too. Cause man, I ain't really too versed in it, but I have a friend named Jawn Joi. He gives tours in Savannah, but he tells like the African side that they don't really teach us. How it was a guy, forgot his name, but he used to own like a riverboat company in Savannah. He was a black guy, and he was telling the stories about him and how they don't really even talk about him. And how the city was so racist at certain times, like he wouldn't even get off the boat to greet the people. They didn't even know his face because of how messed up it was.
So it was like he was like silent company, basically. Like he ran his company, but people didn't see his face.
In a sense, yeah. But I ain't too versed in. I took his tour a couple times, but you know.
So if I came to Savannah, where would you take me?
Where would I take you?
Because I never
definitely, I take you on River Street.
Okay. What's on River Street? You got to put me there real quick.
River Street is like, man, River Street, God dang. River Street is chill, man. Oh, it depends on where you go. River Street is cool. Yeah, like it's kind of like New Orleans in a sense.
What, like Bourbon or? That's why y'all kind of sound like y'all from New Orleans
Bourbon
sometimes.
Street or Broughton be our Bourbon? River Street? Yeah, City Market? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got to take City Market. Definitely take you in City Market.
That's where you hang out at?
Nah, I don't go out, man.
You don't go out?
Nah.
What you do for fun besides music?
That's a hard question. I mean, I read books, man. I'm
What's on your list right now?
Boring. Like, honestly, right now I'm reading Seed of the Soul by Gary Zuvak. I think that's his name.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I'm a reader, man. I'm a reader.
All right, so speaking of Savannah, and you know what it's like in Savannah, I got your project in my hand, Savannah Weather. Y'all should go check this joint out. I've been listening to it. You're dope.
Thank you, man.
You're dope.
Thank you. That means a lot, man.
I want to talk about the cover art because it's just like there's so much going on in there. You got the tree splitting. It looks like there's the sun. Then you got flowers. Like, this is your perception of like Savannah?
All right, so to break the cover down to you, the cover is actually inspired by Hurricane Matthew. So yeah, we had a hurricane come out a couple years ago, and the city wasn't prepared for what it did.
Okay.
And during the hurricane, like it was certain parts of the city that was out. They ain't had no lights for weeks, and I remember at one point in time, people was kind of looting, like when the power and stuff was out, and their food was going bad. And the cover represents the tree is Savannah because it broke us, but it didn't really destroy us, man. Like, we still held on, and the triangle represents Hurricane Matthew. And the inside of it is the beauty that I saw within that, because I seen a lot of people come together who wouldn't normally even have a conversation together. Because I was doing some of the restoration stuff that was going on, like helping clean up the parks and help feed people and stuff. And I'm seeing white folks, you know, communicating with some of our people and just helping us out in a way that I ain't never seen, and vice versa. And people letting each other stay at each other's house that don't even know each other. Wow. Like, oh, I got lights. Well, you know, come stay over here, charge your phone, come grab you something to eat, stuff like that. And it inspired me. So I was like, man, I wanted the cover art to reflect that.
This is really beautiful, and to hear the story behind it is even doper. So I want to get into it. You take me through a lot of things. If I'm not mistaken, I think your first song, Savannah Weather, it kind of reminds me of like, you ever heard of Arrested Development?
Oh man, I've heard them, but I ain't
You
too
heard of them?
familiar
You should
with them.
listen to them. It was like it gave me like that '90s feel, but it was like the Arrested Development '90s feel. You should check it out. So you're real transparent in your music. What leads you to be so transparent? You kind of like you put things right there on the forefront. I know in the song Brandy, you talk about your relationship with your sister, praying for God to like bring her back and things like that. What's your relationship with your sister right now?
Honestly, I don't really talk to her that often. I don't, but my sister's always in my heart. And the whole point of me making that song was because of that, because I seen her going through a lot. I seen her children going through a lot. And I always just felt so helpless, and I just wanted to do something so bad. And I felt like the best thing that I could possibly do at this point in time is just to make a song about it. Because hopefully, it'll help her. And if not help her, it'll help somebody else. So.
Has she heard it?
Yeah, she heard it.
She heard it?
Yeah.
She gave me feedback on it? Or
She ain't like it.
She didn't like it?
She ain't like it. But I mean, it's how I see it, man. That's how I seen it.
Yeah.
And I mean, but I think once I did explain to her like my purpose and intent behind writing it, I think she kind of lightened up over it. She was like, okay, I see where you coming from. But yeah, that's what that song is, man. I just want to help her, man.
So, just speaking of your relationship with your sister, like, what was your upbringing like in Savannah?
My upbringing?
Yeah.
Shoot. To be honest with you, my upbringing was pretty good, man. It was just the environment and the people around. Like, my mom and dad, they did a really good job raising me and my niece. Me and my niece is just night and I ain't gonna say night and day, but it's just an example of different paths you can take in life, because my niece...
Y'all the same age?
Yeah, we're the same age. I'm 3 months older than her. She's like my sister as well, because I actually grew up with her. So, like, we grew up in the same house. Like, right now, she's in prison, serving 15 years. And it's just because she... besides the fact that she was hurt, the environment that we was in also played a big deal in that, because we stayed around a lot of hurt black people. And when you hurt, you do, stuff that's not too productive to get yourself in messed up situations. So for me, like, I always had dreams to always kind of keep me out of trouble. If it wasn't like my music, me wanting to be a football player, whatever it was, I inspired to be something that kept me out of trouble. But my upbringings... It was pretty good, man. I was good. My parents, they did for us. Like, I couldn't complain about anything, honest, really.
So you said football.
Yeah,
what
football.
What position did you play?
Man, I was a lineman, boy.
How long
was
did
a
you
right
play?
guard. Man, I started playing when I was like, 12?
So why'd you stop playing football?
Cause that wasn't my calling. Yeah, I realized that like that wasn't my calling when I seen how much work you had to put into it. Yeah, man. And then, like, this how you know if it ain't for you, because it's like you got to go to the gym and then all them practices. And then when the season over, you still got to stay in shape. I was like, nah, bro. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing.
So how long did you play for? Like, did you play in high school? Did you play
I played in high school.
Played in high school?
I played in high school,
So
too.
when did music come into the picture?
Music came into, like, I've always been doing music, but I never really thought about doing it as a career until, like, 9th grade. 9th grade is when I realized that this is what I want to do with my life. And at that point, like, everything changed, bro. It really took over me. I became obsessed with it, man. Obsessed.
Were your parents supportive when they found out about your music career?
No.
They weren't?
No.
Are they supportive now, or have they come around?
Halfway. Like I say, Savannah Gemini, my parents are Geminis. Both of them. Both of them are Geminis. They half support me, half don't. And I'm just being real. Yeah. Like, they support me, like, if I need help financially or something like that, but emotionally, I wouldn't say so. They helped me realize how bad I wanted. I say it like that. Because, they care for me. And I know it always comes from love, but, sometimes parents are just try to shove backup plans in your face and try to shove things in your face that are more tangible, or how they feel like you should pursue something because that's how they know how to do it. That's just pretty much what they've been doing. But, like, they see that I really want to do this, so now they're starting to come around a lot more, and they starting to see that people are starting to believe it as well. So, yeah.
So what would your parents want to see you do?
Like, my mom, she just want me to go to school, get a degree, get a job. My pops want me to get a trade, get a job. And that's not life to me, man. That's not life.
I mean, sometimes that's a lot of parents. The mom be like, go to college. Dad be like, get a trade. You can always work.
You
get
feel
a trade.
Me? And it's like, go to college For what?
So were you supposed to go to school up in New York?
Yeah, I was.
And why didn't you go?
See, this is the thing. I tried to take her advice.
I tried to take her advice.
But for real, nah, like, I went to school. I went to Savannah State.
Uh-huh.
I ended up getting a little degree at Savannah Tech in business. But
Mm-hmm.
I realized that I can go to school for something that I care about, and that's art. So I was going to go to school for acting. I was like, I go to school for acting? Of course, music is my number one passion, but I act as well. So I'm like, I go to school for acting. I'm about to try this up. And plus, it's in New York. It's a bigger market.
Yeah.
I feel like, I could do well in the bigger market. So I pursued it. But that price.
What school were you going to go to?
It's called AMDA, American Music
Oh,
Dramatic Academy.
They had one in L.A. too.
Oh, word? Yeah, they sure do.
I was going to go
they
there.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh,
I ended up going to Clark Atlanta.
Bruh, so you know how
But
dope
yeah,
AMDA is.
I was researching AMDA. Yeah.
Yes, bro.
I didn't want to go to the New York one because I said that's too close to Philly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you was from Philly.
And then I wanted to go to the LA one, and my dad said that's too far from Philly. So
Man, see, I wanted to go to they got a little program now where you spend like 2 years in New York, then you go out to LA.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to do. Is I'm like, I could leave a footprint in New York and then go to LA and leave a footprint too. But like I said, boy, that price, boy, it wasn't working.
All right, so I got a question.
What's up?
Would you consider yourself a poet?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
You got like a little Wale type vibe, especially on a Forever Girl.
Oh yeah.
I said, oh, he on some Wale shit.
Yeah, man.
You know, the girls love that.
They do.
Yeah.
I need to keep doing more of that.
Yeah.
I gotta do more
You're
of
definitely going to grab them with that.
that. I feel like somebody should get married to that song.
It's really a beautiful song. It's really a beautiful song. What would you say your ideal woman is then?
My ideal woman?
Mm-hmm.
My ideal woman is, shout out to my lady though, but I had to put that out there. Shout out to my lady, but
Shout out to his lady.
shout out to my lady. But ideally, when I'm just talking about intangible, she shot all these qualities. But just for the sake of the interview, a virtuous woman, man, someone who cares about people, someone who has a passion and something, and like she's really going for it. Like that's really more so all I could really ask for. Someone who cares about something, cares about the world, the people, want to make a difference, and have good morals about herself.
Yeah. Do you think that's something that lacks now? What do you think out of all those qualities, which one do you think lacks most in
What do I think lacks the most?
Girls in our generation?
I say passion, because a lot of people don't know what they want to do with their life, and a lot of people don't know what they're passionate about.
Yeah.
It's odd enough, but some people really don't know. They don't know what their talents are. I see it every day when I go to work. Every job I've ever had, I see people in there just being miserable, and it's like, why don't you do something else? I don't know what else I do. So it's like, dang, I see that a lot.
That is a weird life to live. I think about that sometimes, like people who just go to work the job and it's not really in they're not passionate about it. It's kind of like you just living to survive.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, man, I need more. I need a partner that needs more so we can build an empire. Like, how you gonna build with somebody who don't even know what direction they going in?
All right, so what are your career aspirations outside of music? I know, like, TV hosting, you got Between the Lines going on. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, Between the Lines is a talk show that I started with the network, Spirit TV. And the whole idea behind that, every art form that I could think about has, lines in it. It incorporate lines in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's writing a song, painting a picture, editing a video, it's lines. So I wanted to create a platform for artists to talk about their art, to talk about, what it takes, to get in between those lines of their art and between the lines of them as a person. And from that, I did expand it to just, people that are doing interesting things or something, to push the culture forward. Yeah. So that's pretty much what that show is. I just interview people. I go in depth.
I seen the interview with Georgia Dow too.
Yeah, man. That's why, I really commend you for what you're doing. I
appreciate it.
For me, it's a transition. It's hard, just to talk to people and to pull certain stuff out of them. But you do it so effortlessly, man. You do it so effortlessly.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, so, Savannah Weather. Yeah. Out now everywhere.
Yeah.
Tell everybody where they can get it at.
Oh, yeah, man. It's on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, everything, really. Everything. And I got some more good music cooking up, too, man.
So what you about to drop? Anything dropping soon?
Yeah, I got some joints dropping soon. I'm thinking about dropping something in March. End of March. Yeah.
All right, so we could look forward to that.
Yeah, man.
All right, bet. I appreciate you coming through, Clay.
Man, I appreciate you for having me, man.
No problem. Thanks, man.
I love it when they keep it thorough with me, cause I hate when people lie so comfortably. I love it when they keep it thorough with me, cause I hate when people lie so comfortably.